recovered from the weekend. It was probably a busy holiday weekend for you, or maybe more restful if you've been off work for a while and you had some time to rest. Here we're all kind of still recouping after having a terrible stomach virus, so wasn't as restful as we had hoped. I am out here in the barn this morning getting ready to feed all these monsters, and I've been out here a little bit already. I'm getting ready to clean the rabbit hutch today, so bringing all the baby rabbits into this room, and then we'll have to bring the adult rabbits in as well so we can clean it. We're probably going to move it and probably take pictures of these little guys and ladies so that way we can find them some new homes, because I'm not a rabbit breeder and they have grown so fast. So I took these rabbits in from a friend that's older. She couldn't take care of them over the winter. And of course, like rabbits do, the girl rabbit was pregnant and had these, there's 6 right here, but she had 7 babies. The other baby is still over there with the 2 adults. So I moved them in here so we can clean out their hutch. We're probably also going to move the hutch. Right now it's not very close to the barn, so it's kind of a lot of extra walking to get over to it. So I wasn't really expecting her to have them, so I didn't get like an exact date. I saw some fluff in their pen, and like it didn't even look like a lot, so I didn't think there was a baby pile underneath. But then one day I just kind of lifted it up and looked underneath, and of course all these little wiggly babies were under there. I did find them back on November 30th. So now we're on December 30th. So it's been at least a month that I know they've been alive. And then the day that I found them, I didn't touch them because I was worried she wouldn't take care of them. But they didn't look like they were, had just been born that day. So I think they must have been a few days or a week old at that point. So I would say these babies are probably 5 weeks old. So in another week, I think they should be good to go out on their own. They're eating food really, really well. We've been trying to pet them and hold them so that way they're friendly. There's 3 black ones. One of them isn't in here. This little gray one over here, like I said, I'm not a rabbit breeder. I did try to sex it. I think it's a male. So my best guess is that this gray one is a male. There's 2. Oh, good morning, Karen. Thank you. The bunnies are cute. Good morning, Mom. So the black and white ones look just like the girl rabbit. One of them has a little bit more black. And then there's one that is gray and white. It's this one. And normally they're pretty friendly. I think they're a little bit freaked out because I just transported them into this new weird area. So the gray one, my son actually brought it in last night. So I told each of the kids they could keep, hi Marshall, how are you? That they could each keep one of these little bunnies as a pet. I mean, we're already taking care of all these animals anyway. So the only stipulation was that you have to mess with the bunny enough that it's friendly. The 2 adult rabbits, like the female rabbit, I feel like is somewhat calm. She doesn't really mind if you pet her. The male rabbit constantly like stomps his foot. So I think maybe he doesn't like us. So they've been trying to mess. Oh, ma'am, did you jump and let yourself out? You are not going to stand on these baby bunnies. Cheerio's upset because there is no food out. They're all getting upset. They're getting very bossy. Goats make it hard to do anything when you're in the same pen. I'm gonna grab them some grain so they will leave me alone. As you can see, my grain barrel is a little bit low. I will be going out to buy more goat grain today. I usually buy 5 to 6 50-pound bags at a time. About a little over 3 bags will last me a week if I also combine that with a bag of beet pulp. So if I got 6 bags and a bag of beet pulp, then I wouldn't have to go back there for, that would last me 2 weeks, so I wouldn't have to go back there for a while. Here's their beet pulp, their absolute favorite. Cheerio, do you want beet pulp? Yes, she always chooses beet pulp. Marshall. Intruder alert. Hi, Uncle Mike. Marshall, your sister loves goats. I understand why she loves goats. They're very personable. They're very, very cute. This is all the snack crew. These goats are in the middle of the barn because they get extra food throughout the night. Oh, they're all snuggled up. How sweet are they? Anybody looking for a pet rabbit? Goats are at least 1,400 calories each. Michelle chose the goat over you. That's a little rough. Goat cheese, I love goat cheese. Last year I made some chèvre and some feta and some ricotta, and it's just amazing. I don't normally pasteurize my goat's milk because I've tested them. I feel comfortable drinking it raw. I don't know if I would from anyone, but the taste is amazing. I really need to figure out if some of these are males or females. I feel like that will play into which ones they will keep. As of right now, I don't know why, but they are both obsessed with these gray ones. My son loves this gray one. He calls it Ash. I told him he should have named it Thumper. It kind of looks like Thumper to me from Bambi. And my daughter really likes this gray and white one. And if you hear the banging on the wall, the doe pen's getting angry. They hear me out here talking. They normally get fed at this time, and I'm in here staring at a rabbit. So my son is named William. My daughter's named Willow. It kind of looks black right here. I feel like it's kind of dark in this room. Turn on a light. There we go. They're so cute. These bunnies are like the softest thing that you've ever felt. They're so much softer than anything. You can see Ash is pretty friendly. He's been handled a lot. They feel like the softest velvet that you can imagine. And I don't think they can jump out of here. I put this panel on top kind of as a deterrent. I really love the black markings on this one. Hey Marshall, so TikTok's getting banned. Yeah, I've heard something about that. I've never really used it. You would not believe how fast these guys grew. Well, if you saw videos from just a few weeks ago, like, look at this. I mean, he's much bigger than my hand. Hi, baby. He's got a very light colored belly. I believe this one is a male. Looks like your cat. I honestly think this gray one kind of has a rat face. Especially when it was younger. Now that it stands its ears up, not as much. Anyway, just wanted to show you guys how big they've gotten. The rabbit buck, is a continental giant. It's one of the largest, I believe, domestic rabbit breeds. It was originally bred for meat. I guess recently it's not so popular for meat because what I was reading is that their bones are a little bit heavier, so you're not getting as much bang for your buck when butchering one. My guess is that doe rabbit is a Rex, which I believe is also like a meat breed. So I believe that's why they're growing so quickly. And so I believe these rabbits are gonna get pretty big and chunky and long. I really should weigh the buck rabbit and see how much he weighs. He's completely huge. He's only a year old. Again, he's not very nice, and I'm like scared to hold him. I know he will like shred my arms. I'm gonna have to get one of those like the chains that people put over their arms to hold rabbits. What we normally do is just put a towel. Can you guys go eat out of your pans? They have the exact same food over here in their pans. The grass is always greener. But honestly, I know it's because they ate all of their beet pulp off the top, and now they're running over to the bucket to do the same. Okay, no, you're done. I gave you more beet pulp. Go enjoy it. Excuse me. So what's their lifespan? No, I really don't know. I don't know much about rabbits. I think they can probably, I know some that live like 5 years, so I'm not really sure how long they can live. So it's very, very wet today. It's very muddy. We keep getting rain. I am again feeding them in the barn. I'd really hoped to clean out this barn with the tractor over the weekend, but hi Sage, hi baby. It was just way too wet. So I looked at the weather today. We have a 90% chance of rain tomorrow on Tuesday. And then after that, it looks like 5 days without rain, which I'm very excited about. So hopefully we'll be able to Crumble, get out of the food pan. We'll be able to do it then. Ma'am, no, out. I'm gonna get another cup for that feeder. And if you see Revy and Moon, they feel entitled to come out into this room and eat separately. Revy hates to share feed pans. Come on, Miss Revy. Oh. Okay, Micro, no, you never come out. Cinnamon, your butt is right in the door. Can you move to the side? Sorry. It's very muddy here. We've been getting like a ton of rain. You should name the goat Messy. I know we're a place where the grass is really greener. I feel like we're gonna have a lot of green grass. Like after this winter, it's so wet. Hey, you are not being very nice. And it's been really warm, which is kind of weird. Hi, Miss Easy. What's wrong? You hear the dog barking outside. The electric company is working right down the road, and they put a worker right on the edge of my yard. And so my dog is just, no, been randomly barking and howling at it. So what inspired me to work at the farm? Marshall, I've collected all these goats. I was a 4-H kid who loved showing my dairy goats. And so when my kids started 4-H, I of course got them some dairy goats to show. Nigerian dwarfs are prolific breeders, which means it's rare for them to actually have a single when they kid. So after numerous sets of triplets and twins and quadruplets, we end up with all these goats. Cecily herself had a batch of 4 last year. So yesterday, Karen, I don't know if it was windy where you guys are at. It was very windy here, like insanely windy. Rainy and windy. So when I came out last night to feed, I usually try to feed about 12 hours apart. So it was about 9, I think. Chad came out with me, and I guess I went right to the barn and didn't notice, but he said, "Did you notice the trampoline is gone?" And so our trampoline flew away. It left our yard. It was back behind the house, kind of in an area that's surrounded by the barn on one side, the chicken coop on the other, the house in front of it, and the fence behind it. And we thought that was safe in regards to the wind, but apparently it was not. The trampoline flew, and then I thought I had heard a bang earlier, but I thought the cats like knocked something down. It actually hit the house and flew across the yard. And so we have a big cornfield across the street. So my husband was out with his neck light last night, walking around looking for the trampoline. And he found it out in the cornfield. So he gathered everything up and drug it back, but it completely broke it in half. It was just so windy. There was quite a few branches down too. So I wonder if that's why the electric company came out. Our electric didn't go out, which is good. Oh, is it cutting out? With them working on the electric, I am not really sure. Maybe it's the internet people. I don't know. We actually do have cable internet here. So all the goats are looking good. If you have goats, normally every day you check. They call it the ears and rears. So you take a walk around, make sure that they all have their ears up, that they all look like they're feeling good. And then you check behind their tails, make sure that nobody has diarrhea or anything. So Chocolate Chip is going to be kidding soon. She's starting to develop a little bit of an udder, so excited. Really, really excited to see this doe kid. Oh, your blow up. It blew away. I can imagine. It's crazy windy. I won't complain. I know a lot of areas have had tornadoes, so. Bernicia is due soon. She's got a nice bump on either side. Miss Sage is due pretty soon. She's not very big. I would not be surprised if she had a single. Hazel's big. I think she will probably have, she'll probably have triplets again. So none of the lights are on. I usually turn the lights down. This is their molasses lick. Happy's over here enjoying it. And then their free choice minerals. And they've eaten a ton of them. With it being so wet today, I don't think they're going to go out and graze. It's too mucky and too mushy outside. I will probably throw them some feed. Sorry, not feed. I already gave them feed. I'll probably throw them some hay. Sure they wouldn't mind getting a second round of feed. So today is, there was 2 birds in here. I don't always close the doors. So when I do, sometimes the birds get trapped in. December 30th, which means Nutmeg is due in 12 days. Nutmeg's a veteran mom, so I don't worry that much about her. She's never given me an issue with kidding. She's never, like, with does, you have to, watch her pregnancy ketosis. She's never really had any issues. Of course, that's probably because she's only had a single in a set of twins. Pregnancy ketosis is like much more of a risk when they have multiples, like 3 or more. So I think that's kind of kept her safe. So with her being the first one, I don't really feel too anxious about it. Kidding season is, I think, something that most goat breeders, kind of a love-hate relationship. You enjoy seeing the new kids. You love seeing the potential being born. But at that point as well, you're also scared that something's going to happen to one of your does. Dog is out there barking at everybody. Sure, these electric people just love us. Oh, road grass is best for goats. So my goats do eat some grass. I'm not sure what road grass is. What I'm giving them is grass hay. It's actually a fescue mix. My goats really like it. I've bought it several times from several different farmers, and it's always just done well for us. Diesel, what are you barking at? Come here. I think they don't like hearing you bark. What is on your head? Diesel. This is our dog, Diesel. There's my coffee can. So he lives for the joy of barking at neighbors. Anybody else's dog just love to bark at their neighbors. Oh, that's not road grass. I'm not sure what road grass is. I'm sorry. Did you guys finish all the grain? Is that why everything's knocked over? So this is our kidding pen. Will be our kidding pen. We used it last year for this, so I'll be cleaning it. Since it's concrete, I usually dump a sanitizer over it before we start to kid. And since it's also concrete, I'll usually put down a stall mat in here with some shavings and then straw on top. I really like using straw when they kid. The shavings, they just really stick to the babies. If you've seen a newborn baby goat, you know they're covered in mucus that helps them be born easily. So the shavings would just stick to them like confetti. So is goat farming profitable? I'm sure for some people it is. For what I'm doing here, it's not for me. Some dairy goat farmers, I think a lot of them just attempt to break even. So they want the goats to pay for themselves more so than, doing it as a full-time job. There's Miss Blue. Cheerio and Time. I didn't let Chime out, so I'm guessing she must have let herself out. So if you guys have tried goat milk before and you didn't like it, I really encourage you to try Nigerian dwarf goat milk. I milked Sassly the other day. Right now we don't have a lot of goats in milk, and we're not milking any regularly, which will change after kidding season. Miss Mary keeps doing this. But Nigerian dwarf goat milk tastes, to me, I can't tell the difference between it and cow milk, except for that it kind of seems like it's thicker. I don't notice a flavor at all with it. Good morning, how are you? I'm just watching Mary go across this hay elevator. She just started doing this recently, I don't know why. Apparently there's a scratching post on that side of the barn that she wanted to use. So the dog is still out there harassing those poor workers. So for a doe like Nutmeg, I probably will not separate her right before kidding. So what's grass? Your dog liked it. I'm glad to hear. My cats love it. So talking about grass hay, this is the fescue grass hay that I buy. You can see it's pretty plain. It's not really leafy. I also bought some from the neighbor, and this is it. I didn't think that it looked that great. For goats, though, it's important to kind of have just some plain grass hay if they're ever feeling bad or having any stomach problems. You just want to give them plain grass hay to kind of push everything through. They do have a rumen, so they have 4 compartments there in their stomach. So they're digesting everything really heavily. So hopefully these 5 days without rain will actually turn out to be 5 days without rain. I'm really dying to give these guys some clean sheets here in the barn. They drop so much hay from this. So I notice when they eat the alfalfa mix, they don't waste as much. They're always going to waste some. But from the grass hay, they do waste quite a bit more. I think if I did it again, I would build like a lean-to off the back. That way the grass hay and the hay could be fed back there. Hello, Dr. Kushkarn. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Hope you're doing well. You guys are very entertaining. I love seeing all of your comments. So I left that front door cracked because I was yelling at the dog. So some of the goats are deciding to go out there. When I was out there pulling all of those baby rabbits out, the electric guy, I didn't realize he was out there until the dog started barking. So he was watching me. He was probably like, how many rabbits are in there? Oh, and then the turkeys were walking around. So he probably thinks it's some kind of weird menagerie farm here. And I would not blame him for thinking that. So for goat feeding, you can give them any type of hay. You can give them like a goat pellet that you would buy at your feed store. Look at these babies. This Penny is so big and she is still drinking milk from Cecily. So you can see our grass here is still pretty green, and it's because we're getting so much rain. And the weather has been pretty warm lately. Where did Easy go? So Easy loves to go over to the bunch of evergreen trees that's in the side of the yard. She loves to eat off of them. Also, these turkeys, so I figured out that they're both female turkeys. I'm thinking it's this one, has started laying eggs in that little swimming pool in the corner of the barn. So I found four or five turkey eggs there the other day. So I have never eaten a turkey egg. I wonder if they taste good. What are you guys doing? Did something scare you? Are you seriously fighting with Easy? Penny? So they normally don't like the dog. I'm thinking the dog must have scared them. You guys need to come in. You're going out the wrong entrance. Come on. No, Revy, stay in here. All of you come in. Come on, let's go. So Penny is still out here. So you are from Pakistan. I know Pakistan has the goats with the really long ears. I really love to see them. So in these months, I feel like the chores are much, much easier than in the milking months. Kind of just give everybody feed. Make sure that they're all doing well. Try to keep their pens dry and clean, and that's about it. Once we get to kidding, there's a big fight going on. It gets much more crazy. So the grass hay type that I'm feeding is fescue. Oh my goodness. You guys are so funny. They're together every single day. They just enjoy fighting for fun. And if you hear a goat screaming, that was Penny. I shut the door. She did not come in, so now she just realized that she's all by herself. Come on, ma'am. Did you decide that you want to come in now? You should have came in before. My daughter painted a picture of Penny for Christmas. It's so cute because she added the spot on the nose. You see the big brown spot on her nose? What is going on? The showdown between Easy and the turkey? Oh, Easy. Easy's looking so big. You ready to go back out? Easy will be 6 years old this year. Okay, that is Vanilla Bean. Okay, no. You guys stay in. Man, nobody listened. The traffic in this store is insane. Okay, you go out. No. Are you ready to go out? You gotta be quick. Okay, Midnight, you can go out. Moon, you can go out. Okay, Time, you can go out. Okay, so we got a few out. Got a few more left. So I don't think it's like a lawn grass fescue. If you go anywhere where you would buy like seed for hay, they could probably tell you. I've never harvested my own hay, so I don't know much about it. When I go to buy hay, at this point, I usually just buy a smaller amount in the beginning to make sure that they like it, unless I bought from the person before. Then I'll go ahead and buy a larger amount. I really think this is the turkey that's been laying the eggs in the corner. Has anyone eaten turkey eggs? At this point, this turkey is like laying better than my hens. They've all taken like a winter sabbatical. So they're resting over the winter. I know some people will put like a light in the hen house. But I kind of think they need a break after laying all year. The Orpingtons are not super prolific layers, not like a Rhode Island Red would be. They do have a pretty good rate though. Like you can look up online different breeds to see how many eggs they typically lay in a year. So I think some of the highest is a Golden Comet and a Rhode Island Red. I like the Orpingtons. I mainly bought them because of the color. They're the lavender Orpingtons. I think that they're really beautiful. But after buying them, I discovered that they have a really, really sweet, mild personality. So that's one other thing that I really like about them. The rooster has been super sweet. He's never tried to attack me. And he's several years old. So if you're seeing all these goats out, these are all of our kids from last year. This is Vanilla Bean. This is Total Eclipse. This is Crumble. And of course our usual crew, which is Beauty. Over here fighting, we have Time and Libby, and then I traded for Blue. So she's not my kid from last year, but she was born in the spring. And so having them all lined up like this, you can see just how big Total Eclipse is. She will be a year old in April. Cecily is almost 3 years old. And look at the size comparison between these two. Cecily is a little bit longer if you match up their withers right here. But when it comes to width, I think Eclipse is almost as wide. She's a little bit shorter than Cecily. But again, she's not even a year old. The stow is just huge. Oh, I forgot you guys eat the duck eggs from Ashley. I haven't had duck eggs in years. I know that they are very rich. I wonder if they have more protein. Apparently turkey eggs taste just like chicken eggs. I looked it up, and they're bigger. They're supposed to be like 50% bigger than a chicken egg. But since turkeys are not prolific layers like chickens, they're just not very common to eat. So initially I thought this white turkey was a male because do you know how turkeys fan out? The turkey kept doing that. And so I figured, well, it's a male turkey. But then I looked it up, and apparently when there's no male available, oh no, I think the goats broke one. I don't know really what to do with these. So here's the turkey eggs. They're really speckled. They're pretty big. I mean, not overly huge. They seem a little bit longer than a chicken egg. I think the speckles are pretty. So I don't know why she started laying them all over here in this bathtub, because the goats are always laying in here. So I feel like she has to wait for the goats to be out before she goes in there, which doesn't seem convenient. So I'll move them. Hopefully she'll find somewhere else to lay them. We do not have a male turkey, so there's no way that these eggs are going to hatch. Not that I need any more animals running around here. Oh my gosh. I thought this was vanilla bean. This is actually thyme. A lot of these kids, those are half sisters. So they share the same dad, and they look so similar. Now that they all have long hair, you can barely tell them apart. Hey, Cecily. Let's see who else is out. The turkeys. You ready to go back out, Happy? I forgot you were even out here. I really love Happy's color. She's kind of got a roan color. She has the frosted ears, the frosted nose, frosted neck. She'll be 2 years old in April. Cecily, why are you fighting everyone? That was a quick fight. Cecily and her daughters love to have these play fights with everyone, but most of the time the other goats just don't want to deal with it. So Happy was recently bred. She went into heat on the day after Christmas. So we bred her to our new buckling Cuddles, and I think it'll be kind of a funny pairing because he's almost the same color as her. Last year we bred her to Goose, so I am excited to use someone different. You know, I thought they would be bigger too, Karen, because the first time I saw one, I thought it was a chicken egg. But I think because my chickens lay pretty big eggs, I don't know. I was trying to figure out why it was so speckled, and then I was trying to figure out how and when did a chicken get in here and lay this egg. And so then it kind of dawned on me, maybe it was the turkey. And then she's just been laying eggs kind of in different places. So I don't know. I guess they kind of do lay regularly. When I looked it up, it said that turkeys lay anywhere between 100 to 150 eggs a year. If you compare that to like a hen, a lot of hens will lay between 200 to 250 eggs a year. So it's a lot less, but it's still pretty many. Okay, that's Bean. You can't miss her because she has the shortest neck. This doe got really sick in May, so I am just happy that she is thriving and alive and doing well. I just love her. I think she's the cutest little cotton ball. Hi, baby. What are you doing? And this is Happy's daughter. I felt really bad. When she was sick, she had to get a lot of like medicines, shots, and so some goats, they don't really forgive you for it, but Bean did. She's very, very sweet. She saw the bunnies. Are you guys really acting scared of the little baby rabbits? Seriously? They're so tiny. I think I'll get the kids out to help me while I clean their pen. They really need to be working with these guys and holding them and getting them used to people. Look how cute. I think he's pretty used to being held. He's got like orange on his belly. He's got orange on top of his feet, which is weird. The dad is white. The mom is black and white, and then this guy turned out gray. It's like a perfect mix, like she ran out of toner or something. But when you feel them, you actually do feel quite a weight difference between like this one and the gray one. Hi, baby. Look at those ears. The continental giants have really, really big ears. So this one does feel quite a bit smaller. I wonder if maybe it's a female. I'm really curious on what the weight is. Can I weigh you? Cecily, you are always in the way. Here's my heat lamps I bought in preparation for kidding season. My absolute favorite type of heat lamp. The Premier One heat lamps. Okay. You'll be okay. It's not gonna hurt. You're just gonna get weighed. Okay, it's already pounds and ounces. Okay, let's see. Oh, it's already over a pound. 1 pound and 2 ounces. For this little rabbit. That's crazy. When Cecily's babies were born, Libby was 1 pound and 12 ounces. That gives you an idea how small she was. She was like really small, but she was kind of long and lanky. And I was like, this goat is never gonna fill out. But she did. Okay, so this one feels really heavy. So I'm thinking it's probably because one's a male, one's a female, and he might be heavier. Let's see how much you weigh, buddy. Okay, don't run away. Oh, okay, so not even that much difference. Four ounces difference. You were almost the size of Libby when she was born. So my son last night told me that he didn't know which direction the rabbit was looking at because its eyes bulged out on both sides. I'm like, well, that's a rabbit. It's a prey animal. So I'm also curious on what this one weighs. I'm curious on what this goat weighs, Miss Vanilla Bean. I bought this scale last year and I absolutely love it. Okay, 1.4. Oh, 1.6. You are the same as the other gray one. They've been eating a ton. I cannot believe how well she grew out all of these babies. Did you guys have to knock down the bucket stack? And who knocked down the blanket? Cecily? So I'm going to guess the other ones are about between 1.2 and 1.6 pounds. I hung this quilt here last year. Had 2 different does in here just to kind of separate a little bit without giving like a hard separation. So I normally keep it tucked back but Sassly pulled it out. So now she's back here with Blue. They're in darkness, confused. That's what you get when you mess with things. Okay, so while I'm weighing things, I'm gonna try to weigh this goat. Miss Bean. Oh, you are heavy. Let's turn this back on. Whoop. Shouldn't be doing this one-handed. Okay, baby, let's see how much you weigh. Oh my gosh, 48 pounds. So a lot of Nigerian dwarf breeders will breed junior does when they hit 40 pounds. As you can see, she's hit and exceeded that. But again, we're just happy that she is alive and thriving. Blue, are you by yourself over there? One of them just hit the blanket. I scared poor Bean to death. Is it you, Blue? Can you not figure out how to get out? Sassly. Oh. It's one of the crazy quads. Blue's jumping on the blanket. Guys, really? Do you all want to go into the secret room now? Oh, gosh. Well, guys, I really need to hop off here and start cleaning out this rabbit pen and feed the rest of my goats that are not reachable by Wi-Fi. So I have a router out here in the middle of the barn, so it covers most of the barn. But our barn's all metal, so like if I go in the back where I keep my bucklings, where's Blue? She's back here. Yeah, that's Blue. If I go in the back where I keep my bucklings, or if I go to the side where I keep my senior bucks, the Wi-Fi doesn't really reach over there. Well, thank you, Karen, for joining in. And then over to my chicken pen. The Wi-Fi, of course, does not reach there as well. And this is why you can't sit down in a goat pen. Well, bye, guys. I hope you have a really great Monday. Thanks for joining in. I'll be back tomorrow at 9 to do my morning chores. If you want to hop in there, I really love hearing from you. Bye-bye.